of our deliberation on the programs or projects to be funded under the proposed law. We shall first discuss the executive legislative agenda, which should take precedence over the adoption of the budget for 2014. Kailangan munang maipasa natin yung executive legislative agenda before yung consideration ng budget. Kasi yun ang magiging pinaka-roadmap ng Senado for the next 3 years. So, we have here with us the presence of our CPTO, Engineer Michelle, members of the team who prepared the ELA, Engineer Joel Reconcile, and we have here with us the consultant, Professor Vic Santos. Okay, we shall first give them the floor to introduce to us. Will you be using some presentations for this purpose? Wala. Okay, so we shall hear from the City Planning and Development Office. Yes, Engineer Michelle.
Good afternoon to the honorable members of the committee. We are presenting to you the executive and legislative agenda of the present administration for CY 2013 to 2016. The table of contents are the following. We have the orders, acknowledgements, forward, message from the City Vice Mayor, the introduction, vision and mission statement, profile of the city, the sectoral situationnaire, 3-year capacity development agenda or termed as CAPDEV, and the last but not the least, the 3-year executive and legislative agenda.
Let's continue.
I will be reading to you the contents of our ELA. The considerations in the preparation of the ELA are the following. We have the prospects for growth and transformation. It says here, the City of Santiago suffers from advantages and disadvantages in its efforts to move forward to a more prosperous and better developed status. Geographically, it is
Excuse me. I think everybody was provided with a copy of the executive legislative agenda that you are reading. Kindly proceed with the more essential salient points of the ELA. Briefly discuss the prospects that you're mentioning without even reading it. Okay, to do that.
Madam Chair, question.
Yes, okay.
Was this ELA really prepared? I mean, was this prepared by the persons stated earlier? Kasi po, on page 37, it was not even signed by anyone of them.
On page
37.
37.
So, hindi ko sabihin this draft, this ELA was
This is yet for review and suggestions. So, we integrated the strategies in the ELA, and it is open for comments and suggestions by the honorable committee in terms of what are the strategies in terms of legislative agenda. So you're satisfied with the answer? Meaning this is presented to the SOCOS body, and she's mentioning that this is open for comments and suggestions. Kasi nga, ELA to eh. So the legislative part is yet to contribute. That is why, mahirap naman na executive signing it. Tapos sasabihin natin, why are they presenting this one? to kindly follow up and please present to us the CD copies of the invitation to the CMG COCO. And if you could please ask Ma'am Agnes if she's around to join us.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
May I also suggest, para kung hindi po masyadong handle subject, all of us are provided with a copy of the SEDENA. Baka po pwede kung ano lang po yung concern bawat considers na gusto ko pass over o give na po. Instead of asking our department head here na hindi po yung mga kasulat
Okay. Yela, everyone was provided with a copy. So each counselor, if you have questions, if you have reactions, if you have observations, if you have suggestions, we take it one by one. Are you agreeable to the proposal of Councilor Sian?
I second.
Okay, so who's ready to take up this concern pertaining to the ELA? So we start with Councilor Celine. Who's ready from among councilors? Okay, Councilor Hex, go ahead.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. I just would like to first and foremost thank all of our guests here. And I'm just glad that this was actually taken into consideration and we were consulted because that was my major concern in yesterday's session. I'd just like to ask, how accurate are the figures that were comprised or that came about? Because I noticed you have the ecological profile here. I noticed you have the population composition. This is based on the 2010 census. Because just like a couple of weeks ago, I was requesting for information with regard to facts and figures. Because in order for us to actually intelligently come up with some sort of a plan, we have to be provided with the appropriate or the accurate figures to it. So I just want to make sure that this is the most recent data that we have on hand. And if it isn't, perhaps we should first look into that. That's all.
Okay, yes, Michelle.
Okay, so number one, this is the most recent data we have right now. And those data were generated from concerned agencies. And some of the data integrated in this plan are data generated from our 2010 CBMS. But actually, the data generated from CBMS is not yet official because it hasn't been yet validated and publicly consulted.
Could Madam Chairman please request for which particular information here, which is the most accurate, which is the uncertified, those are certified, so we don't have a sweeping definition of what's actually. So like, for example, with regard to the ecological profile, this is just an example. It says,
kindly guide the members of the council on what page are you discussing so we can all go through it.
well, aside from the brief historical background, we have on page 12 the ecological profile, which states here the geophysical characteristics, location and area, topography, based on the Mining Resources Bureau Rapid Geological Hazard Assessment Report, which was conducted in 2006. All right, so this is, but we have more recent information. Why are we using the 2006 information if the 2010 information from our EMB is readily available? So these are just my concerns here. And look at especially the population and demographic. I believe we have a population office, and I actually tried to speak with some members of this office, and I was requesting them. Do you have any figures aside from them? Because they're pretty much the ones that do the surveys. So they have the funding to conduct these surveys and to determine how well or further group our total population. And they said they have that information on hand, but apparently they're not being consulted or something like this. Perhaps it would be a good time to consult with them as well, so that there can be some sort of synergism between the CPDO and the population office, because we have so many overlapping departments, and it just doesn't seem economical and time efficient if we continue with this kind of.
Is it planning the development office as the think tank of the local government unit? I assume that you have all the data that comes from the values department. Kasi hindi kayo magtatahi at magpaplano. Definitely, where will they go their data kung hindi sa mga offices na binanggit ng City Population Office. So, in particular, I'd like to know, anong data ang hinahanap natin? From Councilor Heads.
Well, with regard to the environmental, that happens to be under my committee, the ecological profile. I do not think that this is the latest data available for us. Just earlier this year, I believe it came out with a more recent finding, and we can easily get that information. So it would be embarrassing on our part, to present something that is based on stale information. Secondly, climate change and rainfall. There's so much available information that we can rely on, just on the internet alone. So we can cross-reference or cross-check out of this. Then we have also here population and demographic profile. I think this needs to be further chopped into because it's just it's just the population. There's no demographics here, so to speak.
Seemingly, there are lacking data pertaining to demographics. Can you furnish us with a more detailed presentation para mas maintindihan natin?
Nakakaliyak naman tayo sa mga ating mga constituents, lalo na pag nakita nila ito, na we're based on this information, tapos nakikita nila ito yung pinakamahirap na tao dito sa barangay, let's say, patol. Tapos yung pala, hindi naman pala, hindi po totoo yun. And then we're basing all of this on information that we cannot really verify yet. So this is a major concern that I would like to first resolve, Madam Chair.
So you are on the data, the data that's zero in consideration, the Councilor Heads.
Yes, Madam Chair.
How do we answer if the question is on accuracy? Ano ang ating benchmark, in terms of research, ano ba ang pinaka-latest?
In terms of population data map, ang pinaka-reference po natin ay ang
Yeah.
and basically, ang pag-update po nila ng status ay every 10 years. Every 10 years. So, ang magagamit lang natin talagang data is yung 2010. 2010 na NSO data.
I understand that, Madam Chair. I appreciate that. But the thing is, we can already predict based on the rate of increase or decrease. I believe there's some sort of a mathematical computation where we can already not necessarily guess, but make an educated guess as to where we actually stand now. And I believe the reason why we have the population office is because they can do the follow-ups, they can do the further demographic needs that we need to rely on in order for all of us here within the council to create effective legislation.
Do you want to answer?
Yes, ma'am. In terms of projecting the population, ma'am, we have a geometric formula for projecting the population. If we want to consider the population for 2030, we can give you an approximate population growth. That would be the case.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And that being said, I move that it first be included here and that we should also base it on the projected figures because we're always moving forward and if we're going to base all of our decisions on past info, then we're just going to be making a really, really bad mistake.
So you're saying that we should include in this ELA the projection of increases in terms of population?
yes, we have to anticipate whatever possible things that happen. We have to.
Can we take note of this? Usually, can provide us with the projection of increase in terms of the population as presented in page 20.
Because aside from that, there's also another concern which I also would like to take up. Is with regard to, I think the BBM in 2015 is going to come up with something that might badly affect all of us here, wherein our apportioning of our ERA is going to be diminished due to incorrect data or incorrect mapping of our geological configuration. So we need to anticipate these possible things, or probable things, so to speak. Another thing, right? We have to look into, like the health program, for example. That's just another thing that needs to be looked into. Is everybody here aware of what is currently the state or the status of our open pit dump site? It's horrendous. We should be paying fines worth 15,000 pesos since 2006. Can you imagine how much of a drain that would be on our already beleaguered budget? That's the only reason why I opted to keep this under wraps, because I knew it would be disastrous for the city. So let's just try and be honest here, and let's base whatever we want to do on actual data that we can rely on. Actual and accurate data. If it be necessary that we outsource the people who are going to do it. Maybe that might be another solution.
Okay. We are trying to consider the reactions from each councillor. Each one will be given time to comment and manifest their observations. We request the CPTO to find the data of all these things. Honestly, I have not gone over yet with the things mentioned by Councilor X tungkol sa climate change dahil hindi ako makalang ba. Kaya earlier my suggestion was to take it one by one para along the way. Kasi ang hirap ko na Councilor X is concerned with the demographics and then on another note, biglang lipat tayo ng climate change. Hindi kaya tayo ma-confuse.
That's right, that's right. I was just using that as an example because before we actually get into the nitty-gritty of this, I believe that we need to have first-hand information. We should be given an opportune time, all of us, actually to go over this through a fine-tooth comb and actually look into what we as individual councillors can possibly contribute to this. Because I've read this over, but just once and very briefly. This because I just received it yesterday. But the thing is, there are a lot of things that need to be addressed that were not included. And I'm sure that once all of my fellow colleagues here get a chance to look over this, they would like to put their own personal legislative or local legislative agenda or integrate that into this whole agreement. Because we all have duties and obligations to our constituents. We all promise certain things, and if we don't hold up to that, then we don't deserve to be sitting here. That's all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. I'm trying to weigh things on the procedures of how we are going to take up the items on the ELA. No? Before furthering the discussion on each councilor, kasi mukhang yung sentiment that ngayon pa lang, idinudulog sa atin yung executive legislative agenda. Yes. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our presiding officer. Update lang natin siya on the procedures that we're taking up. Earlier, there was a motion from Councilor Julie seconded that each councilor will be given a chance instead of, because I gave the chance to the CPTO to present the ELA, and Councilor Celine suggested that everybody was provided with a copy. Mas maganda, isa-isa na lang magtanong on the concerns. Pero when we tried to consider the suggestions coming from Councilor Hex, mukhang siya na lang yung nakikinig. meron ng ibang discussions on the side. So everybody's not participating na. No? So I think, teka, baguhin natin ang proseso. If I may suggest, Councilor Celine, before we proceed further with the discussion on ELA, may we hear first from each councilor what are the concerns that you would wish to be included in the ELA for consideration before going into the details of what is already prepared by the CPD para may consider right away. Because everybody I know promised something sometime during the elections and you wanted to be included in the ELA, of course, because we wanted to deliver with the time given to us. So before proceeding further with the ELA, I request that everyone prior to the considering what is included in the proposal from the executive, ma-mention na din ahead of time para ma-check na din natin kung may mga hindi ba na i-consider, ano pa yung dapat i-consider. Because I believe Engineer Michelle mentioned that this is open for suggestions. So can we do that?
I actually concur with our majority with regard to that, because perhaps, just a suggestion to everyone, perhaps maybe we can divide it based on our committee chairships, and then whatever the concerns are for our particular field, we can provide the CPTO with our intended legislations or our own legislative plan, and we can request that this be included or considered as part and parcel of the entire ELA to be then approved.
Is there any second to the proposal of Councilor X that each one, considering the various committees assigned to each councilor, will submit in written form the proposed programs maybe or legislative measures that they would wish to be adopted in the span of 3 years that we will be serving this year. Is there any objection to that? Yes, Michelle.
As a supplement, Your Honor, we prepared thematic plans for the legislative department pertaining to the different committees the honorable councilors are taking charge for you to assess what plans will be your main responsibility.
Madam Chair, this is an objection to your earlier motion and another motion for request from Councilor X. This is another suggestion, Your Honor. Why don't we just take off the ELA according to the legal contents? For instance, the legal, it will be supervised by our CPTO engineer. So you will be supervising the whole discussion. And then, for instance, Your Honor, the offers of our problema dyan, acknowledgement walang problema dyan. Let's move on to the vision, walang problema dyan. Profile of the City, Sector Consideration Act, doon mo kung papasok yung sinasabi ni Councilor Rex Alvarez na we need have the data na sufficient for creating a conclusion for the ELA. So after that, Madam Chair, since this is an initial talk regarding our ELA, let's just move on to the real substance of the ELA, Your Honor. This is the 3-year capacity development agenda and also the 3-year executive and legislative agenda. Let's just, I suggest, Your Honor, that we give them a chance to present it hindi yung mahaba, and then sige po, saka tayo papasok. Kunyari, Your Honor, for 3-year capacity development agenda, number 1, for instance, financial management. Kung may problema po tayo doon, let's raise our hand and ask questions to our engineer. Parang ganun po yung parang magiging order para po matapon lang for the meantime yung nasabi kaya lang. Para hindi ko sayang yung araw.
Madam Chair, I then withdraw my initial motion and I'd like to support the motion of councilors.
Madam Chair, although I also agree with Councilor X. Alvarez that we should, kung gusto lang po ang mga councilors na may hawak ng committee, na kung meron po silang sasuggest na regarding sa committee nila at related, magpasa lang po tayo ng written comment or suggestion to our cluster here na mag-prepare ng ELA.
Okay, so parang overvisa siya before Councilor Brenda. Everyone is encouraged to propose your agenda agenda for the next 3 years. So, open yun. You can, or then the other suggestion na hindi naman contradicting to that is we discuss it page by page, no, para matapos natin. No? So, hindi naman siya wala namang bangga dun sa dalawang suggestion. Each one is encouraged, if you want, for the record, to propose. So, everybody is free to propose your programs for the city to be considered sa ating ELA. And yung motion ni Councilor Celine, duly seconded by Councilor Rex. Okay, we go page by page. Kung may question, i-toss natin kay Engineer Michelle to consider. Okay?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Kasi I was of the impression that ang ELA is only for 1 year. The first year. This is supposed to be as far as the legislative standard. These are the more urgent measures. It has to be passed by the council for the next 12 months. Also. So, nandun lang tayo. So, when I saw na 3-year plan pala to, so it's a 3-year plan.
Yes.
5-year plan.
ELA is a 3-year plan. This being discussed by the DILG and the various memoranda that they furnished us, no, dun sa seminar in Baguio. This was initially discussed. Now, it is a 3-year development plan for the city. Dito na ang pinaka roadmap. It is described as the roadmap of the city for the next 3 years. Yes, Councilor Ben.
Hindi po ako nagtatay ng sinasabi niyo po na tinanong ulit. Pero sa simpleng pananalita, para po tayo ay may pasok po natin kung effective legislative agenda, kailangan muna ng local situation analysis. Kailangan namin ng data mula sa mga concerned officers na ibibigay niyo po sa amin. And then from there, i-identify ng executive at ng legislative yung mga needs and issues. And from there, i-determine yung priority needs and issues. And para itong executive legislative agenda ay gagawin natin kasi this is a planning document, otherwise known as ELA. Paano magre-respond sa executive at saka sa legislative sa identified priority needs and issues ng ating syudad. So siguro yung accurate data na hinihigit ng sanggunian, yun muna kakailanganin. And then from there, aalamin din natin yung mga needs and issues. And hindi natin kayang mag-respond sa lahat ng needs and issues. So we have to determine nga yung priority needs and issues and how to respond on those identified priority needs and issues.
Yes,
I'm sure I concur with the councilor. In fact, if I may also quote, I believe Mayor Joseph was also there at Baguio. And one of his also major complaints, I was sitting next to him at the time, was that how in the hell can we conceive some sort of reasonable action plan if we don't have the accurate data at us? So this is, unless he has changed his mind, the first and most important thing is that we collect the accurate data in order for us to make an intelligent, analysis of such. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so yung basis po ng ating the legal basis of our ELA is due to joint memorandum circular from DBM and DILG na yan ay 3-year plan talaga. Yun po yung legal basis. And then yung sinasabi po na accuracy po ng data natin ay so far, yun po yung hawak natin current data. Yung tungkol po doon sa ano ba talaga yung actual land area natin. During the planning process, ma'am, nag-ask po kami nag-query po kami from DNR kung ilan po ba talaga yung actual na area po natin. Pero sumagot po sila endorsing our
scenarios so that we are prepared to anticipate for any possible occurrence that will happen in the near future. I believe that would be the responsible thing for all of us to do, especially now. And then perhaps, Madam Chair, it would be really, I mean, let's try and sit down first and let's find out how accurate the data is before we proceed, because I cannot in good conscience endorse anything that is not based on factual information and the most recent.
Okay, if I may comment, I will pass the present documentary. In reality po, this is the first time that the sanggunian will be given due consideration in preparing and passing an executive legislative agenda. This is the first time in many years in sanggunian. And ang isa sa nakikita ko, hindi man kagustuhan ng CPPO o ng kasalukuyang namumuno o ng ating mayor, ay meron mga deadlines na isineset ang DILG for compliance and submission like the document ELA. For example, they are expecting us to finish this ELA sa first 6 months ng term. Now we're on the 6th month. Ngayon pa lang nga natin dito na ibigay. No? At ngayon pa lang din tayo nakapagbibigay ng commitment. Yun yung isang dilemma coming from those preparing these documents. Dahil sila mismo, no, dala ng mga sitwasyon, ay nakatali din sila.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that, Madam Chair. But so you mean all of this is just based on the available information without proper consultation with the general public or the parties concerned or the, so to speak, stakeholders of this whole thing. We have not yet done that.
Yes, Your Honor.
So the meeting with the LLDC, it was not to consult.
Wala pa.
Okay. So then, what are we doing now then? I understand that we need to pass this, and I will support whatever needs to be passed. But the thing is, if we're going to pass something, let's pass something worthwhile. I mean, this is the legacy that we're going to be leaving to our city, to our sisters, to our family members. Now's the time that we should all just sit down, you know, and work together on it. And I think it's doable naman. Pero let's not get ahead of ourselves, and let's just, you know, do it according to how the law provides.
The answer to the manifestation of Councilor X.
Actually, okay po naman yung sinabi niya. Kaso nga, yung po talagang participatory process ng planning, talagang hindi po natin nadaanan.
Okay. Siguro i-qualify natin yan. Kasi member ako ng Local Development Council. There are already 2 meetings conducted by the City Development Council at na-present doon ang mga programs. So hindi natin pwede sabihin hindi na-present. Ang sinasabi ko na hindi na-validate ay ang CBMS, the Community-Based Management System. Na sinimulan na yan sa 2010 na meron ng data pero hindi niya natapos yung dapat niyang daan ng proseso. Nasa last stage na siya of validation. Pero it needs pa rin na mabudgetan for validation and presentation para ma-adapt yung result ng CBMS. But this does not mean na hindi na po consult. Kasi I for one, ang isa sa agenda ko for 3 years ay magbubuo ang San Santiago City People's Council. Precisely because hindi nga natin nagagawa yung totoong consultations with the people. So, ginagawa natin. May effort eh. Kaya lang, hindi ko sumulpot ng basta sumulpot lang. May mga ideya nang lumabas dito galing sa mga tao. Nag-submit na sa Local Poverty Reduction Action Team ang mga civil society organizations. Hindi natin pwede baliwalain yun. Yun ang boses ng tao eh. Yun yung participation nila. So what I am saying here is, ito hindi ito balawala kasi incorporated dito ang galing sa mga civil society organizations na nagpa-participate na sa since August. yes, wala pa. Hindi totoo yan kasi nakapaloob na yun dito. Yung hospital nakapaloob na yan dito. Pinag-usapan niya ng City Development Council. Na-consult ang mga barangays. So, hindi totoo, walang batayan ito. We're talking here of data and figures, pero yung kahirapan na nakikita natin, that enough alone na mailagay dito ang livelihood programs and projects. Hindi mo na kailangan ng data para maglagay ka dyan ng livelihood. Ang dami mo ng trabaho. Sa akin, reaction ko lang po yun. Kasi, umagalaw naman eh. Sinusunod naman natin yung hinihingi sa atin ng DILG. Hindi ito wala. Meron ito. But we need to be part of this dahil tayo ang legislative aspect ng executive legislative agenda. The administration has an agenda, our agenda, kaya nga naman dito sa atin ito ngayon. So this is important. Pag wala tayong may pasangkela, that is tantamang to say, hindi tayo seryoso sa mga agenda natin as officials. So we need to adapt. Kung kailan, pag-usapan natin.
Madam Chair, then based on your reaction or your statement, then let me say that there was actually, so to speak, consultation with the general public through different groups,
Yeah.
and this can be verified with records. Perhaps that would qualify
As basis.
as a basis, but then at the same time, I think that all the members of the council should have been, or at least be provided with, I mean, I'm sure there were like minutes of these consultations, there were like minutes of the meetings, so that, and so as we can also protect ourselves on a legal basis. I mean, legally, that we went through the whole legal procedure, and perhaps we could request a number from the DILG.
Yeah.
I'd like to follow up on that question, and maybe we could write the DILG and find out once and for all what is necessary, and then just do it.
Okay. For the information of Councilor Hex, I have here with me the receiving copy of the invitation to the DILG, but apparently, napagod niya kasi sa election kanina, nagkasakit daw. So, sige na umpisa. And siguro yun, hindi nila meron naman mga minutes ang CPC meetings, ang local poverty reduction action team, may mga minutes yan, may mga proposals na sinagwit ang various stakeholders natin. You can provide that as basis for the programs that are considered dito sa ating area.
Because, sorry, Madam Chair. Because the DILG already goes with or allows that to serve as substantial compliance with regard to the requirement of consulting the general public, then I won't see any legal impediment for me to support. However, until we can acquire that particular authorization, then I still move that we call this to this. But I'm all for we can go through it and read it if you want.
So what's the pleasure of the body? Again, the request stands to please furnish us with whatever available data that you have, including minutes of the consultation with the general public, the basis for the programs included in the ELA. So that is one. Second, again, we encourage each one to submit the list of your agenda for the next 3 years to be incorporated in the ELA. Okay? Now, there was an earlier manifestation na hindi pa yata tayo nagkakanda to discuss this kasi bago to. But we welcome this initiative from the executive of considering and presenting it as this ELA. But we have a time frame. Mr. Presiding Officer, our Vice Mayor, Senator Sunshine, returning the floor to you. What shall we do now?
Dito naman sa usaping ELA, ideally, it should be a proposal together with the budget, ideally. But listening sa conversation sa palitan ng puro-puro, mukhang ang consensus, correct me if I'm wrong, ay magkaroon pa ng mas matusing pag-aaral. So dyan, siguro dapat marinig ng bawat isa kasi paano ang posisyon ng bawat isa para malaman natin how to live with the ELA.
Madam Chair, just a follow-up question, perhaps our good Vice Mayor might be able to shed some light as well. Is there any legal impediment that we can approve the budget, but then we can set aside the ELA because it would be, I just cannot, pass something or just go ahead and do it because it has to be done. I mean, it has to be done correctly. It has to be done in accordance with law and all of the other things. I'm not a lawyer, but I was a law student, so I understand these things. But the thing is there any legal impediment? Will we be held liable as individually or as a whole if we defer this, and the basis of that would be to study further and the lack of available data? Because I don't think, this memorandum of the DILG would actually impede. It goes against the whole spirit of the whole thing because, okay, we need to do this, but we can't do it correctly because we don't have the correct data. We'll just do it now. It just doesn't make sense, and it's kind of silly. I don't think that's what the DILG envisioned with drafting that particular memorandum. And perhaps we can formally request them to further enlighten us with regard to that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Actually po, the budget, the programs under the ABM are part of the executive legislative agenda. Kasi the ELA is the whole picture for 3 years. Hinabi mo siya ng tatlo, ang picture ng annual budget. Yun, nakapaloob yun. The programs that we have in the budget for 2014 is included in the ELA. Yes.
So ideally, Madam Chair, we should have discussed the ELA prior to the budget.
Yeah. Totoo po yun. Sabi mo lamang dahilan. Ay, nahuli. Huli pa ba na't magaling? Nahuli pa rin. So, paano resolution po natin? What is the suggestion of the other members? Ano po ang inyong position on this? Councilor Aisen? Councilor Aisen, what do you say? Councilor Andong? Councilor Nikki?
Ano sinabi ko kanina? Mula yung utang ko sa ELA. Except si Rihanna. ELA. Anyway, to be candid, hindi ko pa nabasa. Kagabi, kakatapos ko lang yung motion for reconsideration ng pinagkuhan ng MACA. So, totally hindi ko sinilit kung ano naman ang ELA. Gusto kong basahin. Pero mas gusto kong malaman kung ano yung papel ng legislative. Mas doon ako tututok. Ano ba yung mga dapat nating ipasa for the next 3 years? Siguro mas specific na gano'n kaysa yung mga ano yung plans ko. Diba naman ang plans na reality?
Actually po,
Kung gano'n ka confined po, delimited yung pag-uusapan, ano ba ang papel ng isang ulit sa susunod na taon? May mga priority bills pa tayo na nakalista na. Paano ang pwede natin ipasa sa next year, yung iba sa 2050. Siguro mabilis ang usapan natin.
actually po,
Tayo natin
kung
sa
nabasa
this year.
na natin, nakalagay po. On page 38, you will see the legislative requirements. Doon po papasok ang papel ng sanggunian. For example, on the administrative part of governance, on the revenue code amendment. Kasi, yes, their provision, meron doong expected target output at meron siyang amendment of revenue code na ipopropose. So, on the establishment of the Information Technology Management Office. Yes.
Tingin ko, Madam Sir, pag ganun pa limitado ang discussion, ewan ko lang sa ibang kasamahan natin. Ewan ko kung nga kasi legislative, hinahati ko yung executive. Kung ganun ka simple, kaya natin. Pero, pwede mo.
So, mas pang nandun, yung malinaw talaga, anong inaasahan ng sanggunian? For example, maipasa ang mga particular measures na
Susunod na
kainin.
tatlo yung pasok. Hindi naman ibig sabihin, gagawin talaga natin.
Yeah, yun ang target.
Kasi
Yun ang target.
committee pa natin.
Yeah, yes. Parang kumbaga, guide, framework natin for the next
Agenda to for the
year.
next year.
Yes, mas
Kung
ganun.
ganun, hindi mo kailangan ng data. Hindi mo kailangan.
Okay, so maybe can from Councilor Vinci, are you done, Councilor Vinci?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
On my part naman po, this is the first time na maka-encounter po ako ng ELA. Tapos binabasa ko kanina, parang, yes, it's same with our ADF. So may mga certain concerns lang naman ako na related sa ADF natin. Honestly, Madam Chair, dito sa ating telecommunication sector, yung construction and operation and maintenance of the President Corazon C. Aquino Memorial Hospital. Although maganda yung program na to, pero the main question is, meron pa tayong kumukuha certificate for operation galing sa DOH. This is approved by the DOH, Madam Chair. So, yung mga bagay po naman na sa isip ko. At maaari, syempre, makapagbigay tayo ng magandang service sa tao. Pero paano natin magagawa yung mga rumain na wala ng mga total sa resultas ko? Maalam po ang
Yes,
antagonize the approval of ELA para po sa approval ng budget and para po sa teacher plans namin lahat para sa Santiago City. So, siguro ng fact, kung talaga ng mga documents, kaya lang parang I'm more on the specifics ng mga projects na nakaplano for the next years. Meron na po ako question in mind. Like, if sinabi mo po kanina na if we approve ELA, it's just a plan. So, hindi magawin. Although, para sa akin, kung mag-approve tayo ng plano, dapat i-realizable, practical, and meaning for the general welfare of our teachers and for the whole of Santiago City. So, I am not up with a plan na hindi naman po talaga ma-realize anytime soon, 2014, 15, or 16. Naka-include sa ELA yung mga hindi po natin discuss sa ating EDF for the primary reason na it's load dependent. So, dun po, parang meron akong question in mind na what am I supposed to do? We haven't discussed this yet. And now it's under the mother plans of all plans. So, parang nandun ako sa quagmire na yun, kung dilemma na yun, kung anong dapat na desisyon na gagawin ko. Siguro po, I would rather suggest and request na exclusive meeting with the whole council, exclusive lang muna for a while, excluding the city planning and development team. Pag-usapan po natin if ano po ba talaga yung gusto natin mangyari sa mga low-dependent projects.
okay, we'll take note of the suggestion of councilors.
First statement, I am for the discussion of ELA para po matapos na natin ng ELA. Since we have already approved the adoption yesterday, our resolution adoption yesterday.
Okay. It is considered under unfinished business. Okay. So, take note of your proposal for a closed door meeting, the executive session, meeting lang of the council instead.
talagang naunawaan ko na rin nung may mga nagtanong, naunawaan ko na rin na itong ELA, dapat ko nakasabay dun sa yung may mga nakita ko sa mga brothers dito na nakapasok ko sa loan. Paano kung mangyayari kung ito po yung mahuli? Dapat ko yata nakasabay din to doon sa pagpapakapito sa loan ko. Kung ito po mahuli, paano kung mangyayari na meron na yung mga, for example, mahula po yung mga loan, pero itong ELA, wala pa. May possible po na lang meron mangyayari.
First time dito, this is a breakthrough sa exercise ng functions ng Legislative Department. Sabi nga, dapat ito ay maging mutually agreeable to the executive and the legislative. Kaya kung nandito, represent sa atin for us to comment, to suggest, to react on it, so that we will be a part of one document na naka-incorporate doon yung agenda din natin as legislators.
Then we are now starting the budget for 2014. Kailangan siguro makaparehas yung kalsada na budget natin sa ngayon ng estimation ng hospital. I can see that in this era, injected na ho yung mga plano as protected in the budget for 2014. Pero magkakaiba ho ang figure, so I think
Okay, so kindly consider all projects to be consistent with what was already presented to the body in the 2014 alam po namin kasi hindi naman po, I understand na napaka-daming paperwork na nag-entail dito at siguro ito mga overlook na mga data kasi from time to time there are changes in the plan, there are other concerns na consider. But please take note of this kasi this is a very important paper. No? Ito nga yung magiging basis natin. So, pag nagkamali ka dito, sa malamang, magkakamali na naman tayo sa mga susunod pang papers. Try to take note of it. Okay? Dahil kailangan pang pag-aralan, that is our assignment to look into the ELA, maybe we can continue tomorrow afternoon the presentation of the projects under the loan-dependent programs. And only then, that we can get after that, no? For the close door. Yeah, Chair.
What's your consensus for the discussion of the loan-dependent programs?
Alam ko kasi,
there was a motion or a continuing deliberation and discussion with the non-loan-dependent projects. Was there already a motion for?
I think okay ito. In answer to that, yun na lang kasi natitira na budget na hindi natin na-take out. Eventually, we have to face the proposal. We have to hear the proposal before we can decide whether we agree or disagree with it. Magpapreempt naman yata if we discuss agad our opposition to the program without us hearing the side of the proponent of the program. Kaya, we push for the consideration na marinig na natin, they present to us the proposal, and then only after that can we discuss what is our position.
Her answer was already in the table of the LPM director, Mr. Tagulan, and we're just waiting for the final to send us the final signed answer to her query. But according to her, the answer was they answered that it is fine for us to include the proposed one with the budget of the annual
Okay, so we are yet to receive it dahil nasa table pa lang na.
Yes, opo. Ang nakiusap na po kasi medyo busy po sila. Si Director daw po, pinatawag daw ni President Pinoy ng araw yung pinagdaan po. Sabi ko po kahit hindi nila alam mo
I think, dumating na talaga yung time. Pag-usapan natin. Whether that we should include the 1 million in the budget and consequently in the appropriation ordinance. Inevitable.
Yeah.
Whether the DBM will say yes or no, whether the CPDO will present the projects. I think the time is come. Confrontly, we should spare it. Most of us already formed their opinions with respect to the matter. There is no more need to delay it further. Once we resolve it now, then we can talk whether we should still have the CPDO to present the independent projects. So,
I think it will be best still to give them the opportunity to present it tomorrow, all the programs, and each one will have to raise their questions on the program, on its basis, on whatever is related to what is being proposed.
Madam Chair, can I possibly advise the body on the ELA, which is a three-year plan and three-year budgeting program, and the sources of funds stipulated to be are not definitely confined with your budget. Example, as my colleague, Mr. Sarnak, mentioned a while ago, 50 million 2014 budget for the airport alone. But what's stipulated is 300 million. It doesn't really jive because other sources of fund, you can source out PPP, you can source out from the national government. If the national government said, sabi ni Presidente, bigyan mo ng 200 million or 250 million in Santiago for their airport, and the next year it's another 300 million, you are not confined. I am just advising the body that if and when the budget drafted here are bloated, it is for the purpose of having those programs budgeted by the national government, or even for that matter by a firm that can be PPP basis or BOT, or even donor countries for that matter. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. Your explanation is noted.